Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world. Talk about a team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, so it's football Sunday, but we're not playing because we play Monday night, and Monday Night Football at home opener against the Chargers. Big rivalry game. Not only is it Raiders versus Chargers, but it's Pete Carroll versus Jim Harbaugh. There's no love lost. I've made the video. I'm telling you guys, these guys do not like each other. They may respect each other. That's really where it ends, okay? They're going to keep each other at a distance. They're going to shake hands. They're going to say the niceties before and after the game, maybe. But ultimately, they want to win this game. Now, we talked about the offensive keys yesterday. Today, we're going to talk about the defensive keys. We're going to take a peek and hear what Isaiah Polamalu has to say, who's a big key in the secondary, and also what defensive coordinator Patrick Graham has to say. Before we get to that, I want to get to a couple of keys first, then we'll talk about the secondary. First off, I want to get to the defensive line, okay? This is one of the keys last week against Drake May, and we did a pretty good job. We had 21 pressures against Drake May last week. We had 10 quarterback hits, 4 sacks, so that's pretty good. Well, it's not going to be as easy against the Chargers. Their offensive line is a little bit better. Last week, the Chiefs and their pretty good defensive line only got 8 pressures against Justin Herbert with 41 dropbacks, so not a good percentage. He wasn't pressured very much. He was given time to throw. He was just winging the ball all over the field. He just pretty much did whatever he wanted. We can't give Justin Herbert time. I know it's pretty simple. Yeah, pressure the quarterback, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't understand. Justin Herbert is way less effective under pressure. We need to be able to keep him contained in the pocket because he is a threat to run. Last week, one of the big plays was on a 3rd and long late in the game, and Justin Herbert ran for like 25 yards to pretty much seal the game for him. So we need to make sure we keep him in the pocket. How do we do that? Well, we need to be out wide with the edges, and we need to do some stunts up the middle. Booker, Butler, whoever plays up the middle, we got to show some stunts. We got to show some different things to be able to keep those guards occupied. We can attack this defense, but if we do, it has to be up the middle. There's tackles, especially the left tackle, Joe Alt. He's playing really good. It's going to be really tough. Depth is going to be a big key on the defensive line in this game. So we're going to be hunting. We're going to be going full speed ahead to get Justin Herbert. We have to put pressure on him. We have to make sure that we keep him off his timing, and we have to make sure that he doesn't get into a rhythm. If Justin Herbert gets into a rhythm, we're in big trouble no matter who we have back there. Now, why is all this? Why do we need to keep rotating in defensive linemen? Why do we have to make sure to do stunts up the middle and pressure up the middle and not pressure from the outside to give him lanes to run? Why is that? Because I really want to make sure, hopefully this game, we play nice, tight in the secondary, okay? I don't want this loose zone business. That's not the way it's going to work. That's not what's going to win against Justin Herbert. You have to pressure him early, and you have to get the tight windows. You make him throw those tight passes. If he beats you making those dime passes left and right, then fine. He beat you doing that. But don't give him those open zones, especially guys like Keenan Allen. Crush zone. Ladd McConkey crushes the zone. We can't let them just run free in open pockets because they will find him. We need to make sure pressures up front. If we have to blitz, fine, but we have to stay tight on the outsides. If we stunt up the middle, great. I think we can attack those guards. Those are a couple of big keys to get Justin Herbert under control. All right, we're talking about the secondary, so let's take a listen to what Isaiah Polamalu had to say.
Is the excitement level for this team to get out there on prime time?
I mean, it's primetime football. It's what every kid dreams of, lights are shining, all the fans are there, all eyes are on you. So, I mean, like I said before, it is another day at the office, just another game, but, you got to love it.
And welcoming, of course, the Raider fans this year at Allegiant Stadium, just, when you get out in front of the fans at your own home field, does it feel different this year compared to last? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's the home opener. I know Raider Nation is going to show up and show out, so I'm excited to see them out there.
Pete has a pretty long history with Jim Harbaugh. Is he treating this week any differently, or how's his team mindset get onto this game in particular?
Honestly, we give them their respect. They coach pretty similar to what we talk about, and physicality, all about the ball, and you can see it in the way their team plays. They play physical, and they're gonna get big, to run the ball. So I mean, we're not really doing anything different or making it bigger than what it is. It's still another game.
What stood out to you about the way the Chargers attacked the intermediate areas of the field in that opener against the Chiefs?
Yeah, I mean, they had a great game plan against the Chiefs. We're doing some different stuff, but I mean, they had a great game plan. We're going to see what they're trying to do against us, but we'll see.
On the other side, you have Ladd McConkey and Amari and Hampton. How much focus is being put on some of the key players in the offense for you?
Yeah, I mean, Ladd, he's proven it. He's had a great year last year. He's still doing good. So, I mean, we're going to give them their respect, but we're going to focus on us.
Is it harder to prepare for a rookie like O'Brien when you haven't seen much NFL film on him yet?
Yeah, it's always difficult when you don't have too much film, but he's going to be a good player, so we're going to respect him and we're going to try to play ball.
What is it that makes Justin Herbert a tough guy to match up against?
I mean, he's athletic, he's tall, he has an arm that can access the entire field. So, I mean, that you'd have to respect the deep ball, whenever he has the ball in his hand. So, he's a good player.
Yeah, Isaiah Polamalu said it. He was very direct. Justin Herbert can access the entire field with his arm. There's no play that he can't make when he's out there on the football field. You have to be on your P's and Q's and mind your business when you're out there, because if not, Justin Herbert will make you pay. There's a couple of guys out there that we need to focus on. Ladd McConkey, as long as we can jam him at the line and just show up his timing, he's a very timing-based receiver. He works a lot on timing-based routes. Keenan Allen is more of a free-flowing type of guy. He does timing routes and stuff like that, but he works a lot more, and he really hurts you with broken plays and extended plays because he knows how to be savvy and kind of maneuver and find the pockets to make himself available. So first off, Ladd McConkey, I think he's the guy that's going to be giving us a lot of problems if we let him run loose. You have to jam him at the line and disrupt the timing. With Keenan Allen, just bracket him. Bracket him. I think that's all we need to do. Just bracket Keenan Allen wherever he goes. I think it's going to be the smart thing to do for him. Quentin Johnson is more of a down-the-field threat. I think if we just stay with him, I don't think he's going to be able to beat a lot of one-on-ones. He has some drop problems at times. He scored a couple of touchdowns that were like wide-open passes for him. He wasn't really beating a tight coverage as far as that when he scored his touchdowns. The main thing for us to be able to do what we want to do with the defensive line is we have to stack the box to stop the run. Now, stacking the box is going to be a little bit different for us because we have a lot of players that are hybrid safety linebacker guys. So you can quote unquote stack the box, but still have like a nickel or even a dime look, So it's going to be a little bit different. It's a very good, I would say it's like an advantage on our end because you have guys like, Jamal Adams, and you have guys that are really good cover linebackers like Devin White, and you have Jeremy Chin. Those guys are big safeties that can play linebacker. They're the size of some linebackers now, but they can play the safety position. So we can get out there and we can still stack the line of scrimmage, but have the players to be able to cover should they pass. It's going to help us out against the run against these Chargers. These Chargers want to run the football. They're going to run the football. We got to make sure that we get long passing downs, obvious passing downs, thirds and longs, second and longs, to be able to pin back our ears and put that pressure on Justin Herbert. Now, I know that the Raiders aren't playing today on Sunday, but if you want to have a little action, why don't you try MyBookie? MyBookie is the guys that I use. I only use MyBookie. They have sports games. They have casino games. So whatever you want to do, you can do it on MyBookie. The app is awesome. Check it out. One of the best things, if you sign up and you use the code SOTO, that's SOTO, my name, you're going to get access to the bet back bonus. Now, as long as you deposit over $50 into your account, up to $500, MyBookie will match your deposit in a bet back bonus. What does that mean? Well, you make your wager, you use your bet back money, right? It's not real money, it's your bet back money. But if you win, you get the winnings. Not the bet, of course, because that's, free money, but you get the winnings should your bet win. So basically, they're giving you a free bet up to $500. Who else is going to give that to you? So if you find yourself flipping through the channels or watching Red Zone, not knowing what to do, and you want some action, try MyBookie. Now, make sure that's available in your area and you're over 21. And if you have a little bit of a problem, maybe you should go talk to somebody. This is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, the head man of the defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, stepped to the mic, and he had a presser talking about some of the struggles that it is to game plan against a Jim Harbaugh offense and also against a player like a Justin Herbert. This is what he had to say.
You going? Patrick, Justin Herbert, I thought, played one of his best games as a pro, first game of this year. And I'm just curious, as you watch that film and look at him, how many different things stand out on film with him about their ability?
Obviously, the one that stands out, the run game for me, how he got into the different checks. They have a great system in terms of how they, run the ball, certain looks, whether they're looking for the bubble, looking for the three technique, they do a good job there, making good decisions in the RPO game. Then from there, just like the quick decisions in the drop back passing game. And, he's getting the ball out pretty quick. And if he doesn't have it, he has the ability to move around, whether he goes down the field with it or takes off. And, he looked pretty dynamic. I mean, the one play where he got called back because of whatever the penalty was, but, that was a good run.
Luke Kelly was making his first career start last week against New England. Just what were your impressions of his performance and how encouraged are you moving forward with him?
Like I told you guys beforehand, I was interested to see how our corners tackled against Josh's run game. at New England, just in terms of how they get the corners involved. Most teams will try to get the corners involved in the run game, but I was impressed with how he stood out there in terms of crack, replace, in terms of the run game. Some of the passes out there to the flat, he came up and had some big hits. So that element of toughness from our corner position, that's something I'm looking for each week and looking to build upon that as we go.
All in all, how impressed were you with the tackling? It was the first game. A lot of times you see some sloppiness, maybe some missed tackles, but really didn't have too many of those.
If you take the first preseason game and you juxtapose that, I hope I'm using this term correctly, with the first regular season game, it was night and day. So to me, as a coach, to see that improvement, it's a credit to the players, all the hard work, because for us, we pointed it out from the first game and said, okay, here's how we're going to go about correcting it and how we're going to work it. And the guys really bought into it, and it showed up the first week, and we'll see how it goes this week. But we got to keep working it.
We saw you line up Maxx all over the field. We saw Tyree line up all over the field. What does it do for you as a defensive coordinator when you have versatile defensive linemen like that?
Anytime you have versatility with the front, especially myself being a front guy, I get a little smile and happy about that. And when they have success with it, then there's more buy-in, because again, they have habits in terms of where they line up and what they like to do. Just like when I played, I like to line up on one side. I didn't want, we used to fight about lining up on that side. But for them to have success in the different spots, that's the key thing to help build it and help give me more versatility as we move forward, or flexibility as we move forward.
I look where Maxx moved inside. What challenges does he present that are unique to playing inside with his style of play?
To me, most of the time when you're moving a longer body in there, it's their length, and then when you're talking about a defensive end, it's their quickness in terms of what the guards and centers have to normally deal with. So that's the biggest thing, and especially if a guy like Maxx who uses his hands, he's able to keep those guys off of him, use his length, quickness. That's the combination of those two are probably the most critical when you move them down in there.
What's been your impressions of Thomas Booker just from his first game and also his ability to adapt to the team so quickly after the trade?
He's a pro's pro. He came in, with a smile on his face, willing to learn, put in the time, and he has an element of toughness too to him in practice. We saw that, the physicality was there. He's very strong and he stood out pretty quickly. But it's a pleasure to be around, talking to him during the game. It's been interesting there. He Stanford guy.
When you talk about pros, your linebacker group kind of fits that profile. There's a bunch of old heads, even though they're young men compared to.
I'm an old head.
Same here. So we say that relatively speaking. But what advantages is that for you as a coach to have some experience and savvy there?
The ball conversations, just to be able to talk football. Not have to draw everything up, reference a play from 2007, 18, 19, 20, whatever, and they know what I'm talking about, It's pretty cool. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun with those guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Eric Stokes.
Season, but I was wondering about the growth of Isaiah Polamalu and what you saw out of him in the last game.
Well, Zay's been one of my favorites for a long time. When he was a rookie, we got him in there early. He's just growing as a field general, to use that term. He's a safety, so he's patrolling the middle of the field pretty well, and that's good to see. And the more reps he accumulates, the more the feel in terms of how the splits are telling him a story. Where is this receiver lined up? Everything's telling us a story back there, and the more reps he gets, the better off he'll be.
Eric Stokes played so well as a rookie then with the injury, but he certainly seems to be playing like he did then. Are you noticing being the Eric Stokes of old?
I'm not too concerned about the E. Stokes of old. I know there was I remember him coming out of college and his talent. I remember early on in Green Bay. The thing about E for me, he's a pro's pro too. I hate to get into these cliches, but he works at his craft, pre-practice, post-practice, in the meeting room. He's so attentive to the details of his position, and it's no surprise that he's playing well.
Going back to Isaiah real quick, I mentioned to him yesterday, it seemed like he was comfortable dislodging the ball, putting a hit on. Now it looks like he's going and chasing and hunting the ball. Are you seeing that maturation as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always, it's open audition for ball hawks. So if you want to get on the field and you want to play more, be a ball hawk. So we try to make that point to the guys, and he's buying into it.
What does Jermaine Pratt bring to the defense that you didn't have last season?
I can't reference last season, but Jermaine, what he brings to us, he brings intelligence. He brings leadership qualities, ability to communicate, and then he's a big body that moves well. So all that stuff are positives.
Landon Roberts has been the green dot guy. He comes off the field in situations. How does that operation shift when the green dot guy technically isn't on the field?
We got our ways, okay? Like start telling you people gonna be looking for signals and stuff. No, I can't get into all that now. All right.
All good, guys.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Man, our media needs to chill. All right, they just don't get it. Like you're saying, oh, what does Jermaine Pratt bring this season that you didn't have last? So I'm going to talk crap on all the people I had last season. I'm a coach. What if I coach him again in the future? Can't be doing that, man. And then he's like, yeah, what are you doing when Atlanta Roberts is in the game? He's the green dot guy. And it's like, let me just tell you what we're doing. Let me just tell you all our hand signals. Man. And those are just questions that you don't need to write a story. You're just asking dumb questions, okay? Sorry, I hate to do that, but you know what? Those are just dumb questions to me. Whatever. A couple of things that really stood out to me. He talked about a couple of guys in the secondary that actually have been playing pretty well. Eric Stokes is a guy that goes out there, handles business, man. We saw it. He's tall, he's long, he's fast. He had a little bit of a rough start in the preseason, but you know what? This isn't the preseason anymore. This is the regular season, big-time games, and guess what? Came up pretty big. Now, Isaiah Polamalu came up with a big interception, thanks to Maxx Crosby, I think. But you have to squeeze the ball and come down with it, right? And Isaiah Polamalu just seems to be in the right position a lot of time. He just seems to be there like, well, I thought possible throw right at him. Well, yeah, he was in the right position and he caught it. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to take a look at Isaiah Polamalu's scrum, because I wanted to kind of see what he had to say and then, hear Patrick Graham talk about Isaiah Polamalu afterward. Two key guys in the secondary now. We have to be able to dictate what happens in the later downs. We have to be able to defend the short passes early in downs, and we have to be able to dictate longer second and third downs to make them throw. And we can do our little exotic blitzes. We can have our exotic coverages. If we can mix up our coverages, because having these kind of hybrid safety linebacker guys is huge, because you can really disguise a lot of things and bring guys from different angles, and they're not losing anything. You're not losing anything in coverage with Devin White or Jeremy Chin or Jamal Adams or Jermaine Pratt. You're not losing anything. These guys can all do it really well. Being able to be exotic and disguise things as far as where you're bringing pressure from is going to be huge, because if Justin Herbert knows where it's coming, you better know that Paul's going to get out quick and it's going to be accurate. Ultimately, I think we can do that. I think Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll working together for this defense is going to be big. Also, we talked about the offense yesterday, about Chip Kelly and just the mastermind that he is, and what we can do with Geno Smith and also unlocking Ashton Jeanty in the run game. I think it's going to come together, and we're going to have a big win on Monday night. All right, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's an excellent way to support the channel. It's absolutely free, and it's the bare minimum you can do to support the channel, besides doing nothing, just watch the video. On top of that, we have the Shield Society. What is the Shield Society? Shield Society is a members-only club. What does it do? Well, you get the videos right away. Like as soon as I post them, even though they're scheduled for a later date, you get to watch them right now. So that's the reason if a video is like slated to be released at like 1 o'clock and you go on there at 1 o'clock and it already has 20 views, well, guess what? That means the Shield Society already watched it. So if you want to get ahead of the game, that's one of the perks. A second perk is you get the live watch party, members only Shield Society watch party with me for every regular season game. On top of that, you get a chance to be on the show yourself, ask questions, make comments, make your own analysis, and it's just us. We can say whatever we want. I want to have a nice little community of guys that come together every single week and watch the game together. That's going to be a great thing to do for this community, for Raider Nation. I need you guys to do one more thing for me. Go ahead and tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody Raiders versus the World is the greatest thing going on Raider Nation today. All right, guys, it's my time. Till next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.